Williams, and she's going to present now on Wicca. Go ahead.
That was Bewitched, and that first aired in 1964. And it's a very popular series in its time. Humans have always been kind of fascinated with the supernatural and the unknown and things that we can't quite understand. And in media, these are okay. Like lifestyles as Bewitched or The Craft or Practical Magic or Sabrina the Teenage Witch. Like these are all shows that we grew up on or that we've seen at some point. But in real life, this is not considered acceptable to us. Wicca is something that's not considered socially acceptable to the masses. And that's because it's not well understood. So today I'd like to talk to you a little bit about the history. I'd like to talk to you about some of the beliefs and practices, and I'd like to dispel the preconceived misconceptions that most of us have been taught that regard Wicca. So first, the history. The origins of Wicca are really hard to trace because it's something that people have thought is predated Christianity. And there's no real way to pinpoint when it started. But there's a lot of Celtic influences and ancient European influences. We have the Celtic knot here, which is a symbol that's seen often near Stonehenge. And Stonehenge is thought to be put there by ancient civilizations that used it for ritual practice. And actually, the stones right here were used as their ritual stones, where they would perform most of their work. And you have the burning times. And the burning times range from about 1450 to 1700. And of course, there's many others with the Salem witch trials and other inquisitions throughout Europe. Now, what the Catholic Church thought was that if they burned a witch, they would be purifying their soul in order so that they could go to heaven. So in their eyes, they were doing something that was good. But this ended up killing like hundreds of people. It was a very bloody time. And there was no basis for what actually made somebody a witch or a Wiccan. You could get burned for owning a cat because that was thought to make you a witch. Another thing that they used to do is they would tie them up and put a cement block on them and throw them into the water. And if you escaped, your witch would be burned. If you didn't escape, you died. It wasn't exactly the most efficient way to test, but that's what they used to do. The Malleus Maleficarum used to be called the witch's handbook sometimes, and it was a handbook for how to kill a witch or how to identify a witch. And it was used for about 250 years, and it was actually written by Pope Innocent II. And that's obviously not used anymore. This is a picture of, the burning. You have a clergy holding the cross over the witch, so that they can go to heaven. Gerald Gardner, who was thought to be the father of witchcraft. Gerald Gardner actually, revived the Wiccan religion. It's always been around, but after the burning times, people went into hiding and wouldn't express their own religions very often for fear of being burned alive again. After he wrote Witchcraft Today, more people started to come into the light and actually voice out their faith. And the Wicca that Gerald Gardner practiced is pretty much the basis for the majority of different Wicca practices today. You can pretty much do whatever you want with your religion, but the majority of the fundamentals come from primary Wicca. Now, some of the beliefs that Wiccas actually have are their holidays. You have 8 Wiccan holidays, which are called the Sabbats, and they're revolved around the seasons. A really popular one, which is actually the Wiccan New Year, is Samhain, which is our Halloween. Now, basically like May Day. You have it somewhere between April 30th and May 1st, and it's the midpoint between the spring equinox and the summer solstice. It's you have a big maypole and a big festival, and usually there's a bonfire. And the point of this holiday is to celebrate fertility, fire, and abundance. And then you have Llamas, which is in August, and that's the harvesting season. That's when you start to harvest your crops. And then you have Imbolc, which Imbolc is the spring solstice or the spring equinox, and that's held. Yeah, that's held in January and February. It's pretty much the mark of the beginning of spring. And you have Yule, which is where the Yule log originated from. They used to burn it in order to keep warm during the winter solstice, and that's usually some kind of festival between the 20th and the 23rd. And here we have the wheel, and that begins with Samhain at the top, and then it goes down around back over to Yule. So while we are starting our year off right around that kind of area, they're almost finished.
It is better that you should rush upon this blade than enter this circle of fear in my heart. How do you wonder?
With perfect love and perfect trust.
That's a girl.
As above,
So below.
So there are a lot of different tools that are used in rituals. First, I want to talk about the circle that they mentioned. The circle is like this protective force that a Wiccan would cast before they do any kind of ritual or spell work. And what this is they walk around in a big circle, either docile or window shins. And docile is clockwise, window shins is counterclockwise. And depending on what you're going to do is which way you're going to work. If you're doing banishing, you would walk window shins. If you're doing any kind of positive work, you would walk docile. Usually you take and sprinkle salt around to keep negative forces out, and kind of as a guideline so you don't accidentally step outside. The tools that are commonly used during a Wiccan ritual are the Athame, which is the dagger that you saw at the beginning of the clip. And it's not used for any kind of blood work. There's no sacrifices. Nothing of that sort is actually used with it. Nor have I ever heard of the holding it up to your throat and threatening to rush upon it. It's simply used to, guide, or as the do the so above, so below. You have a cup which is full of wine, and you usually have outcakes, which are offerings to the god or your goddess. Usually a statue, a bowl of salt, and a bell, which is thought to basically call the gods to look into your direction so that they listen. Some people prefer to work in a coven, and so that means that they have a high priest and a high priestess. And Wicca is generally a very feminine religion, so the high priestess is usually held at the very top of the hierarchy, but most of the time, the high priest and the high priestess are pretty equal. The gods and the goddesses that are worshipped differ from person to person or from coven to coven. You can pick Roman, Norse, Greek, Egyptian, anything that you want, really. There's no limits. And you can choose to worship one or the other. There's not really any particular rules that come along with Wicca, and there's no sin, but you have what's called the Wiccan Reed, which basically says, and it harm none, do as you will. So you can pretty much do anything you want as long as it doesn't hurt anybody. And you have the threefold law, which means that anything you send out, you get back 3 times. For the afterlife, a Wiccan doesn't believe in heaven or hell. They believe in reincarnation. And you reincarnate until you finally reach what is considered enlightenment, or learn all the lessons that mortal life has to teach you. And once you do, you go to what's called the All. But the All isn't a being. The All itself is the universe. Now, some of the misconceptions that people generally believe about Wicca that aren't true are that Wiccans worship Satan. In Wicca, there's no such thing what you're going to do with yourself. As far as black magic is concerned, there's no black or white magic. It's all the intent of the person. So I mean, you have people who are going to do bad things, but you have that in every religion, in every place. There are people that abuse power, and just because some one person does it doesn't mean that the entire group is bad. And it's spelled magic with a K because magic with a C is considered illusionary magic, or something that a magician would do. Magic with a K is considered positive energy, karma, stuff like that. And lastly, it's often thought that rituals are actually just excuses to have sex orgies, which is really far from the truth. Generally, there is a more liberated, sexual view, but it's between two consenting adults in private. It's not something that anybody does during a ritual. And often, sometimes it means a woman skyclad, which means that they are naked, but there's nothing beyond that. And it's just used to think that if you're naked, you're more connected with the earth, and it's easier for energy to flow to and from the person. And that's all. I wanted to say, before I close out this, that there's a woman in North Virginia who was raised to be a Southern Baptist, and she was raised in a very religious household. And above her fireplace, she has her wedding picture, and her wedding picture was taken in a Lutheran church. On her mantle, she has her ring and altar. And she feels like she has to hide this from everybody. Anytime somebody knocks at the door, the first thing she does is go and hide all of her stuff away, because she's afraid to tell about who she is, because she's afraid that her family is going to outcast her and disown her. Why does she have to be so afraid to be herself? Aren't we all supposed to have the freedom to express our own religions? I hope that by showing you all of this, one of you would reach out to understand this woman more, to be her friend, just to let her know that she doesn't have to be afraid. And I hope maybe as